What's up, guys? It's September 19th, 2024. Had a big gap up. Then we had a wedge top that sold off. Really hard bear channel. Pretty crazy. Huge gap up, man. That sucks that we didn't even. Well, we did get pieces of it, but did you guys see the. I was watching the overnight session. I was like, oh my gosh. I started watching it on this spike. I missed some of this. I saw this rally. I missed some of that. I didn't trade it. I'm just watching it. And I saw it go sideways for hella long. Then I woke up, I think, around here, and I was like, no, now I can barely go back to sleep. Eh, Okay, well, it is what it is. Really nice rally for the Bulls overnight. Big gap up. Oh, here we are on the daily, 45 minute. I haven't really been using the 45 minute. I like just looking at the daily and the 5 minute. Um, yeah, big gap up, follow through. Not cl we're closing on the upper half of the bar, so that's good. But it's a tail, so there are going to be sellers, or at least they're going to try and be sellers at the range highs. Big gap up. Bar one's a bear bar. Bar two's a bear bar. Bar three's a bear bar. 3 bars in a row. That's a micro channel. Data window. The low of one is 69.50. The high of three is 69.25. So there's a 1 tick gap here. So it's a bear micro channel with a gap against a big gap up. That's not saying get short. I'm just saying, hey, why do we have a bear channel and a big gap up? You know, it would have been nice if bar one was a bull bar, but the first 5 bars of the day was a bear channel. Bar five closes on above its midpoint, so it's a weak close. Good for the bulls. They buy the close and they get a three-legged rally. Leg one, pull back, leg two, pull back, leg three. Bar 13 was bad follow. Well, bar 13 was good follow. I was actually long around here. I held to this pullback because of the gap up. Bar 13 was follow through, but it's closing on its lower half, so that's not the best. Can you guys leave in the comments if this circle is distracting you? I'm gonna do it like this today, and if you watch yesterday's video, it had the circle. Just let me know what you guys think, because I'm looking at the screen and the circle is kind of taken away from the wicks and whatnot. And I do have this dotted line, so you can see where I'm pointing. Bad follow through. Excuse me. Follow through on 13, but it's closing on its below its midpoint, so it's not the best follow through. We are in a gap up, so take that for what you want. I bought 12 and I held. Ideally, I would have scalped down 14 with bad follow through in the third leg. That's how I should have handled it. 14, 15, 16. Again, another bear channel. 18, bad close, bear body. 19, good bull bar. However, I think this is strong enough to get a leg two. For the bears, the best they can do is get a range, and the bulls want to trend. Leg one, pull back. Leg two, second leg trap. Why is this thing thicker than a Snicker? Leg one, pull back. Leg two, second leg trap. There is a bear leg within 19 too. Double bottom. We can see this as a rally. Is that strong enough to get its own second leg? I think it is. And that second leg can take longer and it can have many bars. And it did eventually, we made a new high and it had way more overlapping bars. But it did get its second leg. Second leg trap here, double bottom bull flag, 3 bar micro channel. Now we can ask ourselves, does this get a second leg? And I think it does. It's a 3 bar micro channel after a gap up in a bull trend. Bears are getting trapped, trying to shorten to the EMA. They want to get back down here and reverse. 24, 28 creates a double top. Not good for the bulls because this also looks like a lower high. 29 sells off and bounces. If you got out here, I get that. It's a lower high. Selling off. I don't think it's, if you get out here, that doesn't mean get short. 30 bad follow through, 31 you can buy again. If you understand the context, you could buy the EMA as well. I don't really talk about the things I don't do, so there will be a time where I will maybe buy the closes of bear bars and bull trend, but right now I'm just focusing longs above and bull bars and whatnot. But you know, buying these closes are not bad. I'm just not taking those right now. These are actually the better entries because it's a range day. So we gap up, we had to pull back. So bears are making money, so we're ranging. So in ranges, it's buy low, sell high. So if you think about what I did, is I bought the highs. The real trades are down here. Support, it's a limit order market. and bears can eventually, if they kept scaling, and they'd make a little bit of money. But it's better to just be long above the EMA. 31, good bull bar. 32, follow through. 33 could be a pullback for this micro channel. 34, second leg. 35, opposite bar. 36, 37, 38, leg 1, pullback. Leg 2, pullback. Leg 3. First 2 legs, I was counting the opposite bars, and then on third leg, we were going more sideways or range bound. I used it as an implied leg. Third leg right here, 38, it breaks the trend line. Then we go sideways and we rally up. I got caught in this micro channel as it was a really nice micro channel. Something I want to talk about is climactic price action real quick. Look at all these bars. It's not very good follow through. We're grinding. It's really hard, grindy trade. And then look at 48 through 53. So buy the close rally and they look really nice. So this could be climactic. It's a nice looking bull channel and everything here. You could argue this is pretty nice, but there's opposite bars in it. All these bars are closing on its high. This bar is closing just above the midpoint. Small lower tails. All trending closes, trending highs. We only see tails at new highs. And they still close the bull body. So this looks like a good candidate for leg 2. But what's the context? This could already be like a leg 3. Leg 1, pull back, leg 2, pull back, leg 3. Multiple ways to read it. There's also a wedge top here. That's what kind of what I was looking at. I didn't get out. I got it around here. Then we have a sell-off. Then we have to ask ourselves, is this sell-off strong enough for its own leg 2? And if it is this bull channel strong enough for its own leg 2? And if that's strong enough for its own leg 2, and this is strong enough for its own leg 2, it's going to be range bound. I took a trade around here because I thought this 3 bear micro channel in a range bound environment would be strong enough for leg 2, and it was. It was a tough leg 2. I ended up getting out as 71 was reversing. My PT was just below here, but who knows what would have happened in this price action. This is nuts. If you sat through that and held to 81, you're a champion. Bull rally, bear sell off, deep pullbacks on both things. I think today was a hard day to trade. You know, we definitely want more. We want overnight. We wanted the overnight price action. This is what we wanted. This is what we got. This had a lot of influence on today. Look at all the bear bars that got bought. Every bear bar that touched the EMA got bought until around midday, around 11 a.m. Pacific Standard. I'm gonna draw some gaps and then call it good. We're approaching 10 minutes. So there's a 1 tick gap here. Again, these gaps are not realistic in size. They're just for visual. I like to trade with gaps, and I'm kind of changing up how I trade a little bit, but I'm not gonna. I'm still trading breakouts. I'm just entering differently at a different phase because I'm getting trapped a lot in looking for leg 1s. So now I'm just gonna look for the leg 1 and see if it's strong enough for a leg 2. That'll save me a lot of bad trades. I'm gonna try at least. It's gonna be hard, but you know that's the next step. I think is to avoid silly mistakes. Trade with momentum too. All right, so there are all the gaps that I could just spot off the rip. I really recommend you guys go and look at all gaps yourself and do your own markups. Go again, tick gap, no gap, gap, no gap, 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 no gap. There's a gap right there I missed. In range bound environments, gaps get filled. These gaps are barely staying open. This gap stayed open, so that's 1 gap, and then you want 2 gaps for a small pullback trend. There's gaps here actually. The high here, 89.75. The low, 89.50. Okay, there's a 1 tick gap here. Wait, is it 1 tick? The high is 89.75. Oh, no. That's a negative gap right there. There's a gap right here, though. And a gap right here that I missed. So 2 gaps. So this rally also had 2 gaps compared to everything else. So that could be exhaustive because the bars are bigger, right? If these bars aren't getting gaps and these bars get gaps, these bars are bigger late in the trend. And it reverses right away. Bears keep a gap open now here. Bulls got a gap open here. This gets tested by the end of the day, but 2 gaps. Look at the back and forth action. That's tough. All right, you guys have a good one. I appreciate your support. If you learned something, share the show. If you didn't, don't share the show because then don't. All right, well, have a good one, guys. I will talk to you later. I'm not going to trade tomorrow, but the review will be up on Monday. Use your stop loss. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for your support. Bye.